So I'm going to talk about a couple things here really quickly, which is essentially there's a set of safety tips that we give to everyone coming into Roots, especially people that are there for the first time at DEF CON. And so I'm going to go over a couple of them really quick and just give you a couple examples and what we're doing and why. So the first one is essentially if you've got a passport or credit cards with a chip in it, an RFID chip, that can easily be cloned. So you want to keep that in a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage is essentially a metal cage that isn't going to let out any wireless signals. We're going to teach you how to make those here. We've got some fancy ones, but essentially what you can do as well is use tin foil and then put it in a plastic baggie. And that works really well too. But pretty much any wireless connection that you're sending off could be of danger. Even though your key card also has a magnetic strip on it. So someone can't sniff that from afar, but they can come up and bump you and then clone your key card and get all the information off of that too. So you want to be really careful with any devices or information that you're bringing in here. So that was the key card. Next one, Mad, thanks. So it's really important to look at your phone and turn off Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and your geolocation. You'll notice too when you do an app update on your phone, they'll usually turn those back on, so you want to check them pretty often. But all of those can be sniffed even from far away with Bluetooth. And also too, so the Wi-Fi here, I don't ever use Wi-Fi when I travel at a hotel, but especially not DEF CON, unless you really know what you're doing, because it's a playground. People are getting on the Wi-Fi, and they're here to hack. So if you're ready to get into that playground, go ahead and do it. But it is probably the most hostile Wi-Fi network in the world. Your cellular connection is a lot safer than a wireless connection. First of all, it's harder to hack, but it's also a lot more illegal to hack. So I think your cell connection, if you must connect, is going to be safer. So I carry around a MiFi with me instead of using Wi-Fi whenever I travel places, so that I don't have to connect to any Wi-Fi network. And a VPN won't stop you you'll still get bugs if you're using a VPN on Wi-Fi, so that's not going to be good enough, especially here. So a MiFi is just essentially like a hotspot. It's a little device that you can get from one of the carriers like AT&T, our partner, and it connects to your phone, and so you can send data through there. And you usually can get a little better data plan that way than if you're using a hotspot on your phone. So if you are checking email here, make sure that you're using SSL and that you're not sending your passwords in the clear. How many of you have heard of the wall of sheep? All right, great. We had them here a little bit before, and on Sunday, they're going to keep their wall of sheep in the main DEF CON open for us to go over there, that anyone wants to learn how to do this. But if you are sending your password in the clear, your password and username will go up on a wall for everybody here to see at the conference. Now, why would we do that? Because it's an educational conference, and we're trying to show you that you're sending your information in the clear. We do obfuscate a couple of the numbers or letters in the passwords, so you're not completely owned, but something to watch out for, and I suggest that's a great thing for all of you to go visit at some time while you're here. So cover the front-facing, your interfacing camera on your laptop, your phone, your smart TV. 2 years ago, we showed all of you how to turn on the interfacing camera and microphone on your TV. This is an attack that happens quite a bit. Extortion is becoming mainstream. I mainly see it with reporters these days. It's being used quite a bit, but I think for everyone, you know, if I ever see an interfacing camera looking at me, I see an eyeball looking. So just be aware of that. And you can just use electrical tape to cover it. And we've also got some removable stickers, but electrical tape works fine. So also, if you see a phone charger around and you really need to charge your phone, don't do it. We have fake phone chargers all over the place here. And when you plug into one of these, we can get all of your data off your phone. Now, DEF CON, we have more of these than usual, but these exist all over the places. People are putting them up to get data off phones. So only charge your phone with your own cord and device and electrical connection. Use cash only, I suggest. The ATMs here, too, I don't recommend them. Often they are fake ATMs that are brought in. Did you know that you can buy an ATM on eBay and install it? So a few years ago, I haven't seen one in a couple years, but we found one a few years ago, a fake ATM that was installed. You know, everyone's putting their information in, and it was pretty awesome because it was right next to the security office at the hotel. Why do you think it was there? It was the one blind spot where all the cameras, they couldn't see it. So fake ATMs do exist. They exist all over the world, but here you're going to find them more than anywhere. So suggest using cash everywhere, but don't use the ATM. So go somewhere else and get your money. Encrypt your hard drive and make sure your phone's got a password on it. If you do lose your computer or your phone, you want to make sure that it's still hard to get into. Assume that your room is bugged, and all rooms are bugged. Now, a lot of people say, okay, Nico, you're really paranoid here. I mean, I don't think that's really the case. So last year, we brought a bug finder, and we found 2 bugs in our suite. It's really happening. And there's probably not just one bug in your suite. There's probably numerous agencies, organizations that have bugs all over. We are in a new hotel this year, so it takes them a little while to get it bugged. But just assume you have no privacy pretty much anywhere, including your room. And another interesting point there is in the shower, they usually have bugs in the shower. Why is that? It's not because they're pervs. No, people go into the shower to have secret conversations because of the white noise. It's people that know that there's bugs, so now they bug the showers too. Next one, Matt. Oh, Eli's down there now. Thank you. Assume that anything you do or buy in your room can be seen by everyone. You might have remembered 2 years ago when Major showed us how to hack into the hotel system. But everything there is pretty much public for anyone to see. And I suggest changing your passwords both before the event, we're a little late there now, but after the event, as soon as you get home, change all of your passwords as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to pick safe passwords a little bit later on today. Well, it's a little too late for you guys that already came here, but have you noticed that they don't send kids and pilots through the sniffers? And hackers don't go through them either. It's not that big of a deal, but the database can be hacked, and there's some information in there you probably don't want out. So I get a massage every time I go through TSA. Assume someone is always looking over your shoulder. This is a hacking event. Whenever I type my password, I do it with my wall to the back or have a privacy screen. People are watching you. You're not paranoid. Don't trust people by default. Social engineering is a big part of DEF CON, and so this is a place where you're kind of allowed to lie for fun sometimes, in good ways. It's part of the game here, so don't take anything at face value. And tinfoil hats make friends. I mean, tinfoil works for wireless signals. I think there might be something to the tinfoil hats. You might see there's usually a couple attendees at DEF CON that wear only tinfoil. You may see them around.